Go.
Good afternoon, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I owe you an apology. I'm about 20 minutes late to our meeting. Wanted you to know that I got caught in a line of people over at Dillard's. They're having a huge sale today, so I apologize. I was wondering if you'd be willing to make that your afternoon break since you've been sitting here for 20 minutes.
Probably not. I'm going to need to take my lunch and probably going to need help to get back on time now because I've been here for a long time.
Okay. Well, again, I do apologize. So let's go on in and let's have a little chat. If you would, please go ahead and sit here. Okay. The reason I called this meeting today is because I wanted to conduct a quarterly attendance review. Have you ever had one of those before?
I don't believe I have.
Okay. Well, I'm fairly new to the unit, so I wanted to make sure that I met with all of the employees, and we're supposed to meet quarterly and talk about your attendance. So that's what we're going to do today.
Okay.
Wanted to let you know you do have a sick leave balance of 1,629 hours, and that's good because that's good protection against a catastrophic illness or injury. Also, you have an annual leave balance of 768 hours, and you do not have any FMLA conditions on file at the present time. And I only bring that up because sometimes people do have FMLA conditions that have lapsed that need to get recertified, and they might think it's there and it's really not there. So you do not have one, and I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page about that.
Okay.
And looking at your unscheduled leaves, looks pretty good, other than in the last 3 months you've had 3 tardies. What can you tell me about that?
Well, sometimes I like to go shopping, on my way to work. I go to the grocery store and, as you know, there's long lines, so sometimes I get caught.
I see. Well,
Happens to the best of us.
It does. It does happen to the best of us. However, even I know that I need to make plans to make sure that I'm to work on time. So you're correct. Need to make sure that if the line's long that I plan for that, correct? Okay. So your unscheduled leaves look very good. Wanted to thank you for being regular in attendance. We do appreciate your consistent performance there. Also wanted to let you know that when we review this, we look at your safety record, and you have had no accidents in the last 5 years of your accident history. And I wanted to thank you very much for that. What do you attribute to your success as far as working safely?
Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. Well, that brings us into the part of the conversation where we're going to actually talk about your work performance. And what I have printed out today is a report out of DOIS, and it's a work hour workload report. And what it shows are the times, the street times on your route, as well as the office times. And I can see here the 2 or 3 times over the last 2 years that we've done 39.99s on your route, and the time that it took, and then the time that you are averaging on the route when we're not with you. And actually, when we're not with you, you average about 30 minutes more of street time than when a supervisor's walking with you. So what do you attribute that to?
Well, usually when the supervisor's with me, the customers don't come out and talk to me.
I see.
But when I'm by myself, they want to come out and visit, and they slow you down. And
okay.
Just kind of customer service type stuff. You got to keep them happy.
Okay, so it's very important that you realize that you're on a schedule, and I think it's important that they want to say hi to you and that they have a good rapport with you, but you need to just, say hello and keep on walking, okay? And not spend time conversing with them unless it's a postal related question, okay? Because we would like to definitely see this gap narrowing between your street time of what you're doing out there on your own and what you're doing as opposed to when we're with you.
So if I speed up and have an accident, then I'll get in trouble for having an accident. So
we always want you to work safely. And do they do regular safety talks in your unit? This is probably a good time to talk about that.
They do that every morning.
Okay, very good. And do they talk at the huddle board?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not asking you to speed up in such a way that it would cause you to perform, in an unsafe manner. What I'm asking you to do is curtail the unnecessary conversations on your route so that you can come closer to the street time of the 39.99 time. Okay, but I definitely don't want you to work unsafely.
This meeting today is not going to count against my street time, is it?
This meeting today will be taken into account, and that's a good question, but yes, no, we will not we will not count this against your street time today because this is a quarterly review.
Okay.
And even though it's called an attendance review, I do like to talk about your work performance, your quantity of work, your quality of work, which is very good. We do not get complaints from customers on your route. We don't get phone calls from them. Neither do we get them through the computer on our ECC program. So you are satisfying your customers, and for that, I want to thank you. Okay? The other thing that I want to talk about today is your conduct. That's one thing that we normally talk about. Haven't had any issues with your conduct at work? Have you had issues with other people's conduct at work?
No, but it seems like some people get away with a lot more than others do.
Okay.
Like it seems like I'm getting in trouble when you just told me I have great work and nobody complains about me.
Okay. Well, in this particular instance, you're not in trouble. This is just a normal procedure where we talk about your work performance, so you're
everybody's
not...
getting talked to?
Everybody's going
Okay.
to get talked to, and that's a really, really good question.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's going to get a quarterly attendance review. When I have these meetings, I also like to make sure and ask a couple of really important questions. Do you feel like that you understand what's expected of you at work every day?
Uh-huh.
Okay? And do you have the materials and equipment that you need to do your work right?
Well, sometimes I'm looking for dog spray and there's not any dog spray, and it's supposed to ice, and I still don't have any of the cleated yak track things for the ice.
And
So,
who do you talk to about that when you need those supplies?
one of the supervisors or the station manager.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought that up today because that's very important. Those are items related to your personal safety. And are they kept, where are these items kept?
There's a locked room within
Okay.
the facility that we just go
Okay,
get it when we need
so
it.
normally you would have to find somebody to unlock the door. Okay, so I appreciate that bit of information. That's really important. Other than having access to the yak tracks or ice cleats and the dog spray, do you feel like that you have the materials and equipment that you need to do your work
Yeah,
right?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, I wanted you to know that a lot of times we don't praise and recognize our employees enough. And so today I just want to thank you sincerely for being very consistent in your attendance. We do need to curtail the lates and try to get the tardies under control. And if you do that, you'll have near perfect attendance. I want to thank you for having a perfect accident and safety record. And I want to thank you for satisfying your customers. Okay? And we can look forward to meeting again in about 3 months, but you know as always that you're always welcome to come and visit with me anytime. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Appreciated visiting with you today. Have a great afternoon.